And action!
All right, guys. Welcome to the show. It's the original OC channel, Smartwatch Talk for the Smart Collector. I'm your host, OC. On this Monday, the 6th of July, 2026, we're taking a quick break between World Cup matches to do a live stream, and it's a good one. It's a really good one today. We're going to be talking about I can't believe that that the influencers, the watch influencers who dominated the airwaves from 2021 to 2024, those guys are scrambling like never before to try and find an audience. And you'll be shocked. You'll be absolutely shocked how far from grace some of these YouTubers have fallen. And no doubt this new wave of 47th Street dealers and the eBay live auctions, and that's kind of taken over a lot of the interest. And are the mainstream guys that, and this includes live streams as well, live streamers as well as podcasters. The podcasters are basically done. The podcasters are gone. I can't believe how their audience has completely evaporated. Roman Scharf has revamped his channel for the 5th or 6th time now, and now does a weekly show with Adrian Taskin, who runs the buying and sales operation at Luxury Bazaar. And he does a weekly podcast, but it's basically just a regular weekly video, just like anybody else. And it's amazing how this channel gets absolutely no views. I mean, no views. It's almost like the pendulum swung all the way from a day in the life, Ferraris, and $17,000 dinners, all the way back to Watch Talk. And the Watch Talk isn't cutting it, guys. No one cares about boring Watch Talk anymore. That's why we have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 viewers. We've got 5 viewers, and that's a big audience for me on a Monday night in prime time. I'm in prime time, guys, and I have five viewers. That just goes to show you how far things have fallen on Watch social media and YouTube, and the live streamers are gone. Even some of my old content creator partners There's zero audience left. Zero audience left. By the way, quick audio check. Let me know how the audio sounds. I've been rebooting. I upgraded my computer a little bit. Like I downloaded like Windows 3.1, which they say is like almost as good as Windows for Business or like a Windows 95. And I just want to know if the audio is still working. Quick audio check. And by the way, quick wristwatch check. Let's see what's on the wrist tonight. We're rocking Rolex, of course. Reach for the crown. It's the Rolex Daytona, otherwise known as this is the Sinner, the Alcaraz, the official watch of tennis. It's the Cosmograph Daytona in Oyster Flex. This particular configuration happens to be Rolex's proprietary Ever Rose gold alloy with the Sundust diamond baguette dial. All right, we've done our customary wristwatch check. Now let's get to the video. We're going to get to the video. Roman and Adrian scrambling for watch relevance in this age of watch boredom. Watch, I don't know, I don't know, like a vacuum. Like there's a vacuum of watch interest. Malaise. Is that a word? Malaise? I think like is malaise like the kind of sauce you put on like eggs Benedict? I like we're in the midst of a watch malaise, which is quite delicious on Sundays. Let's see what we've got in the chat. We got 5 people in the chat. Those 5 people are, and we only have 5 people watching. 5 people. Vimal, who's a member of the OC channel. You know how to become a member. Guys, become a member on the desktop device. Do not become a member on Apple. The prices are different. If you upgrade, if you join or upgrade your membership on Apple device, the prices are like double. So you'll look to become a member. You'll be like, hey, OC's channel costs $100 a month. No, it doesn't. It's only $50. It's very, very affordable. Vimal's in the chat. He's a member. Watch Influencer World hasn't been the same since Timepiece Gentleman was jailed. We lost an icon. Hashtag free TPG. We need TPG back to reinvigorate us in the watch hobby. We've got Space Ace in the chat. He's not a member, but what's up, Space Ace? Good to see you. Got Loom Pearl, who is a member. If you have a star next to your name, you are a member. Guys, use your member milestone chats for the month of July. Use them before you lose them. Do not let your membership, your free member milestone chats go unused. If you don't use them, you lose them. They do not roll over. They are refreshed every month. Those are the equivalent of like a $500 super chat. So make sure you guys use those member milestone chats. One more thing is that the views and opinions expressed by OC, members of the chat and members of the panel do not necessarily reflect the view of the original OC channel or Original the Brand LLC. We will be showing and presenting copyrighted content. We do so consistent with the United States copyright laws under fair use. Got the disclaimers out of the way. Our 4th viewer is Doc Mick in Florida. He is a member. Hello, everyone. And our 5th viewer is Brody, General Counsel of the Original OC Channel Network. He's also a member and the moderator. So don't screw up in the chat because he's got the keys. He's got the moderator wrench. These influencers all need to be put under OC management. I'm not taking not taking on any new clients. Not taking on any. Hey, we got 6 viewers now. We got 6 viewers. They're not scrambling for relevance. Ooh, they're scrambling for cash. Follow the money. That's D Wood Coffee Company in the chat. Our 6th viewer. He's not a member. Guys, you know how to become a member. Go to the Original OC channel page on YouTube on your desktop device. Don't do it on Apple. Hey, we've got a 7th viewer in the chat. MJ, he's a member and a moderator. He's first upvote. Guys, upvote the live stream. Let's see, where are we on upvotes? We need to get to 15. Even though we only have 7 viewers, I'd like to get to 15 upvotes. This stream is not going to go past 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, it doesn't matter if we get 100 viewers. We're not going past 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to shut down the live stream. We're going to go into like members only mode, and we're going to go into the World Cup watch along for members only. So you can watch the stream. You can have the stream on in the background. You have the World Cup on the big screen, and then you can chat on this stream. That's what we're doing. We've got 8 viewers now. The 8th viewer is now Muhammad Ali. Always fun on OC's channel. He's a member, and if you didn't catch it, he unboxed the first one of this reference anywhere in the world on the channel a couple of days ago, and helped raise over $8,500 for Ronald McDonald House Charities. Check out the live stream, the unboxing live stream with Muhammad Ali and with Mrs. Pip. Mrs. Pip kind of jammed in there and did an unboxing as well, and that one is it's a killer. It's an absolute killer. All right, 8 viewers. I love 8 viewers. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm gonna take a little sip of my Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Guys, this Roman Sharf channel, I'm gonna drop the link because you're not gonna believe me. Okay, I'll drop the link to the channel. He needs help. The guy needs help. I never thought this would be the case, but I'll drop the link to his channel. And by the way, if Roman or Adrian wants to jump on, they can. This channel, you're gonna think I'm making this up. This channel has nearly 500,000 subscribers. Okay, to be very, very precise, 486,000 subscribers. 486,000 subscribers. This video to my to my right on the screen, to my right, this video hasn't even gotten 5,000 views. Their videos are only getting a few thousand views. He has 500,000 subscribers. There are YouTube live streamers out there that have 100,000 subscribers. They're only getting 100 viewers. There are people that I worked with. They have supposedly 10,000 subscribers. They can barely get 40 viewers on the live stream. I have a couple hundred subscribers, which is pretty good. And look, I think we're at 9 viewers. I'm happy with 9 viewers because 9 viewers out of you take the proportion versus 200 subscribers, that's a very high percentage. I'm happy with that. But some of these people, they have 400,000 subscribers. They can barely get 60 or 70 people to watch a live stream. These influencers are done. They are done. Okay? Now, that point has been hammered home. Now, let's talk about this latest video from Roman and Adrian, because one of the things that we're realizing is that these dealers, and I don't mean Luxury Bazaar, I don't mean to imply Luxury Bazaar, but these dealers, all of the gray market dealers, basically all secondary dealers, with some few exceptions, are engaged in wholesale fraud, Frankenstein watches, counterfeit watches, fake. It's pervasive, and that's one of the things that we're finding now with these eBay live auctions and with the Rolex Certified Pre-Owned program, is that even the watches that Watches of Switzerland and Bucherer 1816 Company are buying, and it's passing their checks, when it gets to Rolex, Rolex says, "Nah, these aren't good enough. They're not good enough to be considered Rolex Certified Pre-Owned," and they're kicking 10 or 15% of them back. On 47th Street, I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of the watches are fake or have aftermarket parts, wrong spring bars. They've had links taken out. It's widespread fraud, and we're here to expose the corruption. Okay. If you want to jump on the panel too, feel free. There's a link pinned at the top of the chat or the bottom of the chat or wherever YouTube puts it. By the way, if you're watching this, if you just joined the live stream, fast forward to the live part. YouTube starts you at the beginning. Okay. If you're hearing me now and it's not 6:13 Eastern, then you got to fast forward to the live part. Got Dingo Dave from Australia in the chat. What's up, Dingo Dave? He's not viewing. He's not viewing, and he's not a member. He's not a member. Come on, Dingo Dave, become a member. Become our first Australian member. If you want to jump on, jump on. This stream is going to go no longer than, 8 p.m. It goes members only, and we're going to watch the game together. And congratulations to Spain that just won and defeated Portugal 1-0 in the round of 16. Congratulations to them and whoever else won the other day. Cool. Did I get all the particulars away? Let's freaking go. Let's go. Let me know if you can hear this or if you can't hear it.
Golf Abraham Lee. If the fakes are getting to the point where the only difference is clickable, Rolex is in trouble. What is clickable?
I don't even know that.
Okay, if the fakes, this is a question, they're doing a question and answer segment on their weekly video show. The question is, if the fakes are getting to the point where the only difference is clickable, I'm not sure what clickable means, Rolex is in trouble. So we have Roman, we have Adrian Taskin, and it looks like we have some kind of guest panelist, some guy I've never even heard of.
What's he talking about?
Difference is clickable. Does that refer to like the setting of the crown, the bezel? I'm not really sure what clickable. Guys, that's an interesting comment because we don't know what clickable means.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, but I'm gonna.
What do you guys think it means? What do you guys think it means? The only difference is clickable. I don't get it. That's a weird question. But let's take the question about fakes as a whole, and I wonder how they're going to answer it. I haven't seen the answer.
Take a stab at this and say, look, Rolex is not in trouble, and neither is any other brand out there. I don't care if you're talking about watches, purses, cars, fake kits for cars, and stuff like that. That stuff has existed and always will.
Yeah. Actually, you know what's funny about this? So coincidentally, I get asked this many times over the years. How many fakes do you run into? And the real answer is a lot less than you think. We did not.
No, there are tons. There are more counterfeit watches in the secondary space now than ever before. This is the most dangerous time ever to be buying a watch from an untrusted source. And a lot of these guys that you think are trusted sources, they're just simply passing along the watch with the aftermarket bezel insert, the wrong spring bars, the wrong bracelet, the wrong clasp, a dial swap. Guys, nothing can be trusted. Now more than ever, the counterfeits are more pervasive. The fraud is more pervasive than ever.
How many fakes do you run into? And the real answer is a lot less than you think. We did 900 Rolexes this year through our service department.
That's just not the case. This guy, Peter Piccolino, Peter Pinocchio, whatever, the guy who used to work there, he's getting watches with aftermarket parts all the time. The counterfeits are, I don't want to say so good because I don't want to promote them. The counterfeits are so pervasive and they're so ingrained into the inventory in the system that dealers are just passing them from one person to the next. It's a nightmare out there.
2. Wow. 2. And
he's saying out of 900 Rolexes that they processed, they only had 2 fake watches. I find that very. I mean, maybe they're not getting. Maybe their customers aren't sending as counterfeits to them, but I would think that we're on 47th Street and those kind of fast flip kind of places, that the numbers are way higher than that.
This year through our service department, 2. Wow, 2. And the guy who sent it to us didn't know himself. One of them was a Hulk, which was extremely they are making
the Hulk and the Tiffany Blue Oyster Perpetuals. Anything where a dial swap can easily change the value of the watch. Buyer beware. You got to make sure and they're faking the papers, they're faking the cards. guys, buy from a reputable source.
Making very good fakes, but
Sure.
it was very hard to distinguish.
Why is listen? Okay, Roman is doing one video a week. Okay, one video a week. All he has to do is pay attention for 1 hour a week to do his show with Adrian, and he can't he can't stop looking at his phone. Guys, you're doing a podcast. You are on air right now. Look at him. He's not even doing anything. I mean, what are you doing?
Which was extremely like they are making very good fakes, but
Sure.
it was very hard to distinguish.
Oh,
But
he's
our
back. He's back.
watchmaker, of course, opened it up, recognized certain things in the movement that made
One thing about Roman is he's letting Adrian talk a lot more interrupted. We covered this like a week and a half ago on one of the last live streams. He's I don't know if he's thinking about something else, but he's actually letting Adrian talk, and it's a breath of fresh air.
no sense. But overall, we do not come across a lot of fakes.
I feel like in most cases,
And this guy's completely unknown in the watch industry, has no watch knowledge whatsoever. So it really doesn't matter what he thinks because he's not really in the watch business. So I don't even care to think about what he has to say.
They can afford the real stuff and will be caught dead buying fakes.
Yep.
And then you have people out there that, for the most part, are doing it for the intention of flexing and
Mhm.
not paying the price. So I don't think the basic question here, and the answer is very simple. Rolex is not in trouble.
No.
Neither is any other brand.
Yeah,
Neither
no.
Louis Vuitton.
Rolex is taking step after step after step to thwart counterfeiters and to thwart dealers and resellers that are engaged in the proliferation of fake watches. Okay. They routinely sue people for trademark infringement. They sue people for counterfeits. And by the way, Rolex just patented. I don't know if you guys had heard this. It's probably breaking news here, but Rolex has patented technology where they can apply a thin magnetic strip on the inside of the watch, and that magnetic strip has a unique magnetic fingerprint, and that magnetic fingerprint can uniquely identify the watch, which is it's really fascinating because you think of watches, they do a lot to make watches anti-magnetic, right? They do a lot to make sure that watches don't lose accuracy or aren't negatively impacted by the effects of magnetism. Their watches are so good now that they actually have a patent for applying a magnetic strip into the watch, and it creates a unique identifier that can be used as a serial. So there's all kinds of Rolex has technology where they can do invisible laser engraving into the dial to embed invisible serial numbers. There's all kinds of things that they can do. So
I know boot you. Anybody.
did he just say butcher?
Answer is very simple. Rolex is not in trouble.
No.
Neither is any other brand.
Rolex is not in trouble because Rolex is fighting tooth and nail to protect their brand. These dealers are not. These dealers are in widespread collusion to proliferate counterfeits throughout the entire ecosystem. And that's why buying a watch in the secondary market is riskier than ever. Absolutely riskier than ever now.
Louis Vuitton or boot you. Anybody.
I mean, if Rolex is in trouble, the industry is in trouble.
I mean, you're from New York. You know, you see the guys roll out the thing.
Yeah,
and
Canal
have
Street.
every purse and belt and wallet under.
First of all, that's a dumb comment by the guy on the right. If Rolex is in trouble, the industry is in trouble. Not necessarily because most people don't bother counterfeiting other brands. Rolex is counterfeited, Patek, Cartier. Other than that, no one bothers counterfeiting the watches because they're not important. So it's really Rolex is an industry in and of itself. So the fact that Rolex is being counterfeited, that it means that the rest of the industry is in trouble is not necessarily true.
From New York, you know, you see the guys roll out the thing.
Yeah,
and
Canal
have
Street.
every purse and belt and wallet under the sun on there for like pennies on a dollar.
Sure.
I don't think Louboutin. I don't see anybody walking out of Louboutin. So, you know what? Let me just grab it from the
No.
guy on the fucking street. Like,
No.
it's not happening. Let's go to the next one.
Wait a minute. There are tons of people. I mean, there are tons of people knowingly and unknowingly get caught up in counterfeit watches, and we need to make sure that the people who are doing that, and it's a lot of it is these eBay auctions. It's passing through the authentication process. I would be very, very leery about getting a watch from a secondary source that's not Rolex certified pre-owned at this point.
Sharp being a spokesperson for Hublot doesn't make Hublot any less shit. Oh, here we go.
All right. Roman Scharf being a spokesperson for Hublot doesn't make Hublot any less. I'm not going to say that word. But yeah, it's quite clear that Roman, I think he admits it, he was paid to go to the Hublot factory and promote Hublot. And I think he got into a little bit of a beef with Nico Leonard about it. Nico refused to participate, didn't want to be involved in promoting Hublot or getting paid by Hublot. And Roman went ahead with that trip and did a video. And actually, from an educational point of view, it's kind of a cool video as a watch enthusiast to see how the cases are made and and all that stuff. So it's educational, but let's make it clear. I mean, let's be clear about it. Roman was going because he wants to promote Hublot for whatever reason.
Third place
Usually involves. There's usually a financial interest there.
It's just not AI. Okay. I'll rebuttal that, and then Adrian can put in his 2 cents. Hublot.
He'll rebuttal that or rebut it. Which one?
Okay. I'll rebuttal that, and then
He'll
Adrian.
rebuttal it. He'll rebuttal it, guys. Let me just say hi to some people who have floated into the chat. Let's see here. We've got Leonardo DiCaprio in the chat. He's a member. Evening OC in chat. Good to see you. Mark Ray is in the chat. You can find fake Casios too. Okay, that's fair point. Fair point. Van Lux is in the chat. Brody says, I only buy counterfeit Oakleys. That's better than Ray-Bans. Better than Ray-Bans. Today I caught more prawn. All right, good fishing. Good job fishing. I will check out the video. I'll check out the video. And we've got Jen G in the chat. What's up, Jen G? We're up to I think 13 viewers, which is pretty darn good. 13 viewers.
And put in his 2 cents. Hublot is an essential. You guys have to remember something. People will say, "Oh, we're pushing this, or we're pushing that." We're pushing everything. We sell watches for a living. So any watch that comes in here that goes into our marketing circle, be it unboxing, be it social media, TikTok, you name it, right? So we have a slew of ways to.
Their idea of an unboxing is a lot different than our idea of an unboxing. Unboxings we do here are unboxings of customers getting a watch collectors getting a great watch and unboxing it in front of the community. Their idea of an unboxing is getting shipments of Nixons and Gerard Perregaux and a whole bunch of discount brand, closeout brands, and unboxing these big giant pallets of unwanted, undesirable watches.
Put a product in front of X amount of eyes. And Hublot happens to be a pretty essential part of our overall sales.
Why do they intentionally mispronounce the brands? So last week it was Adrian was saying Audemars Piguet, and now Roman is saying Hublot when even the brand itself says that's not how you pronounce it. It's pronounced Hublot. It's not Hublot. Why is he saying Hublot? I don't. He knows that's not how it
Happens to
sounds.
be a pretty essential part in front of X amount of eyes. And Hublot happens to be
Hublot.
a pretty essential part of our overall sales. So
That's not a good thing. That's a damning statement if I ever heard one. Hublot is an essential part of their sales. That is not a good sign. That's not a good. I would hope that it would be like 90% Rolex, Patek, and AP. But if Hublot, I remember at one point Nixon was their number one brand. So if it's still like a combination of Nixon, Michelle, Hublot, Gerard Perregaux, Elise Nardin that make up an overwhelming majority of their sales, that's not good. That is not good.
Obviously, Rolex being number one, it's sitting at what, 32.5, 34% at this point of our total overall sales.
Okay, that's good. That's good. A third of their sales are Rolex. That's good, but that's also very low margin for them, right? We're talking a 10% margin.
Hublot is not up there with Rolex, but it's right in line with its popularity, which right now I think it's number 10.
Just nothing. Hublot is not. Hublot has fallen by over 50% in the past 2 years. So Hublot is this close, along with Zenith, that close to evaporating. Hublot is unprofitable. Hublot unprofitable. Zenith unprofitable. Almost all the LVMH brands are struggling.
And it's hovering between 10 and 11 brand in the world in terms of volume and all that other stuff, right? So in me, when I think about popularity, I think, okay, well, Rolex makes 1 million watches a year and they sell out and there's a waiting list. So obviously they're most popular. And if Hublot's hovering somewhere around 10, number 10 or 11's place, expect that to be 1/10 of what Rolex is. So I am a spokesman for every single watch that comes through this door, right? Because this is the product that we sell.
Because that's the product that we have available. Another statement that's not necessarily a beacon of hope and light. It's like, I'm a spokesman for whatever watches we happen to have, and I will promote and say good things about any single watch that we have, regardless of the merits. That's not necessarily a good thing.
Now,
It lies the problem.
Yeah.
Ooh,
this is
I like how Adrian just boom interrupts, and now he's gonna he's gonna cut to the chase.
the product that we sell. Now,
It lies the problem.
yeah, because Roman has never.
Oh, that's the problem.
I am a spokesman for every single watch that comes through this door, right? Because this is the product that we sell. Now,
It lies the problem.
Adrian dropping the truth bomb, and look at Roman's face. Roman's like, "Why'd you call me out like that?" Ooh, Adrian's like, "Listen, I'm not gonna say great things about every single watch that we have just to move it. I've got a reputation to uphold." Roman's like, "Adrian, I'm trying to sell watches here."
Yeah, because Roman has
This
never
guy's
met a
clueless. He has no idea what it. He's like nobody. He has no clue what's going on.
watch I didn't like. So I talk about Hublot in places where a Hublot product comes in. I just bought a Hublot 2 days ago. I'm going to make a video about it. I'm going to tell you all about it.
Oh, why are his customers so Hublot focused? Why is there a disproportionate amount of luxury bazaar customers that are Hublot customers? Let's think about that one a little bit.
It's up to you to think whether it's shit or not. What you may want to do is actually watch the video I just popped off, which is the Hublot factory visit. So
Video I just popped off. That's a strange phrase to use. The video I just popped off.
or not. What you may want to do is actually watch the video I just popped off, which is the Hublot factory visit, so you can sort of be the judge and see how it's all made and what you're actually looking at, what's behind the name.
Shout out! I gotta say, Roman looks. The new. I understand there's like $400 or $500 polo shirts that he's wearing. He looks a lot better now. Adrian, he's wearing a normal looking shirt. The guy on the right, I don't know why you'd wear a baseball cap to an interview. And obviously that t-shirt is just way too big. Oh, oversized t-shirts, ill-fitting shirt, not well tailored there. As opposed to my shirt. My shirt looked very well tailored. Check that out. It's very slim and form-fitting.
Right? But
I think it's important to highlight here the reason that people are saying the things that they are about Hublot, and really ask yourself.
I wonder if he's going to take a shot at Nico here. Why are they saying the things about Hublot that they are? Well, because it really comes down to, and I haven't watched this particular segment, so I don't know exactly what he's going to say, but doesn't it come down to the fact that the watches lose so much value versus their retail price. And retail price for an Hublot is 25,000 or 35,000, and then it's worth like 40% of that after you buy it. I think that's like one of the big issues. There's nothing wrong with the watches themselves. There was a point in time, I think, where they were using very cheap movements inside. They got caught like saying the watches had Swiss movements or whatever, and they turns out that they were like, I don't know, Baume & Mercier movements or something. I can't remember exactly. There was some kind of scandal where they were talking about the movements and it was actually they were using something else. But really, it's like it's the look and the style of the watches. It's that little scandal with the movements, and it's just the price. The price, it's like at $30,000, you can buy an AP. Oh, I don't know. These days, maybe you want an Hublot, instead of an AP. I don't know, but
So when you say doesn't make Hublot any less shit, give me an argument as to why it is shit.
I think that's exactly what I was going to say.
I think there's one individual.
So this guy's going to defend Hublot. This guy is going to defend Hublot. Oh, exactly. Hublots are great. These guys are always spruiking the same shit. You notice that? These so-called influencers, they're always promoting Hublot, Elise Nardin, Moser, Tudor. Guys in the chat, help me out. There are a few more brands that they're always pushing. The brands that are like brands I'd never wear in a million years. And there's nothing wrong with the Freak, right? But it's just like, but to sell it for like $40,000. And they're always promoting Tudor, Moser, which, no one's buying Moser these days. Moser Club is not a thing. You don't want to be part of Moser Club. Elise Nardin, Hublot. I mean, it's the same shitty brands that they promote over and over and over again. Right? Studio Underdog. I don't know what the fuck. But this guy is going to come to Hublot's defense as well.
Give me an argument as to why it is shit.
I think that's exactly what I was going to say.
I think there's one individual out there that with a big following that doesn't
And a big fucking mouth.
that doesn't.
Ooh, and a big fucking mouth. Drop the link for. I'm dropping the link, guys. Dropping the link for Nico Leonard. Link for Nico, guys. Don't click on this link. This is a link for Nico only. I have not watched this. I did not know that was coming.
Any less shit. Give me an argument as to why it is shit.
I think that's
it's shit. It's shit, guys. I don't call brands garbage brands, but let's be clear. No one, and I mean no one, should be buying Hublot at retail. And even at secondary, when I see those $25,000, $26,000 watches going for $11,000 on Moda, they're still not a good watch to own. I mean, why would you wear that instead of a Rolex GMT Master 2? Why would you wear that instead of a Rolex Submariner? Why would you wear that instead of a Rolex Day-Date? Never. Why would you wear that instead of an AP Offshore or any Patek? I mean, come on, guys. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing an Hublot any more than I'd be caught dead wearing a Tudor.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think there's one individual out there that with a big following.
And he's not the only. See, Nico didn't create anti-Hublot sentiment. He just amplified it. He just put a megaphone to it. It's not a desirable brand. Okay, it's a perfectly fine watch. It's not a brand that says good things about you if you're wearing it. It says you're an idiot if you're wearing Hublot. That's what I mean. Anyone who's rich and successful who bought an Hublot 20 years ago should be rich and successful enough to buy or own an Aquanaut or an AP instead of an Hublot. So there's just no excuse for owning and wearing Hublot.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think there's one individual out there that with a big following that doesn't.
And a big fucking mouth.
That doesn't.
Ooh, and a big fucking mouth. Ooh.
I think there's one individual.
Shots fired again. The feud continues. I dropped the link for Nico. Jump on, Nico.
there that with a big shit.
I think that's exactly what I was going to say.
That's
I think there's
what
one
I was gonna say.
individual out
You weren't going to say anything.
there that with a big following that
And a
doesn't
big fucking mouth.
that doesn't like the brand and says certain things, which
She said,
allow-
friend.
Guys, if you think Hublot is a great brand, okay, and a great brand at retail, if the brand speaks to you and that's the brand that you think epitomizes your personality and is the kind of brand that you want to share, that's when someone looks at you, you want someone to look at your wrist and go, oh, Hublot, okay, you're an Hublot customer. Got it. See who's in the chat. Got the Jonathan Smith in the chat. What's up? Got Van Lux. I don't know if I said hi to Van Lux before. If I didn't say hi to you, I apologize. Got Ashley in the chat. That's not too nice to talk about Adrian's hairline. Come on. I think it looks fine. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not someone to complain about hairlines, obviously. So I got Peruka in the chat. What's up, Peruka? There are 11 Hublots on the Luxury Bazaar website. Thank you, Brody. He's got the access to the data. Then that's a lot of Hublots. No wonder he's promoting Hublot. Moser is great if you buy it at 50% off, and that's a kind of an okay brand. Can you imagine? Moser's only good if it's 50% off. That's a disastrous statement. That is a damning indictment if I've ever heard one. Right? We've got P Cars in the chat too. He's a member. P Cars is a member of the channel. I love that. I love so many members. Guys, we have 80. I usually don't share some of these analytics. We have 80 members, which makes us the number one YouTube live stream channel in membership engagement. So I want to give you guys a huge shout out. Number one watch live stream anywhere in the world in member engagement. Thank you guys for that. Really appreciate it. Got 80 members. That's unbelievable. Please use your member milestone chats. Click on the currency icon right now. Don't lose your free member milestone chats for July. Please use them immediately, guys. Pcar says hello, OC. Good to see Pcars in the chat. Got Kino Bravda in the chat. What Pateks, other than sports Pateks, go for over retail? That's not really the issue, Kino. That's not really the issue. Patek Philippe has a whole different ecosystem of customers where those watches are desirable. Patek Philippe is the most desirable brand at auction, still to this day, after decades, after decade and decade and decade and decade. So I meant to say like decade after decade after decade after decade. So it's different. There are people very rich people who the journey for Patek Philippe is a totally different thing. I got Esoteric in the chat. The Grays with junk inventory have a vested interest in defending it. I think you mean Hublot. Fair point. And look at this. We got the Ghost, Vidish Gambino, a member of the channel. Hublot has some fun watches at 50 to 60% off retail. The Hublot Big Bang Unico, not unicorn, Unico summer watch is pretty fun, but in retail is insane. I think that's a good watch. It's a good watch, but even at 50 or 60% off, why would you buy it? Right? If you have 11 or 12 or $13,000 to spend, okay, and you have choice of buying a Cermet or a Bruce Wayne or a Batgirl or Titanium Yachtmaster or Daytona or whatever, why in your right mind would you take that $13,000 or $14,000 and spend it on Hublot? It makes no sense. You should never, ever, ever do it. You should be only buying quality in your collection. Reach for the crown, reach for the cross, maybe an AP if you're offered it, a Royal Oak at retail, Richard Mille if you can afford it, and of course, F. Pajon and some limited independents if you can afford the independents. Voutilainen, Simone Brett, blah, 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 which most of us can't buy because those are very closed circles, okay? Hublot, Swiss says Hublot is great for rich influencers to gift to their editors as a flashy gift like a Lambo. It's a shit car, but has a flashy exterior that Insta babies like. I'm not a car guy, so I'm just going to leave that analogy in the chat there for you guys to think about. All right, back to the action. Guys, we're over 50 people watching. We've got 52 people on YouTube, which is a record. This is like a record stream for OC. 52 on YouTube. We've got 6 on Grindr and 1 on Tinder. Guys, if you're on Grindr or Tinder, please conclude all your swiping activity. Head on over to the YouTube channel and enter a comment and let me know that you came over from Tinder or Grindr. Please leave a comment in the chat. Guys, we should have 50 comments. All lurkers are welcome. People who care about watches are welcome. Lurkers, whatever. Guys, we're having fun on whatever day this is, Monday. We're going to shut the stream off at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to keep going with this until it's not fun anymore, or until we go members only. Then we're going to watch the World Cup game. Cool. And if anybody wants to jump on, the link is pinned or the pin is linked somewhere in the chat, right?
That's the thing.
He said
People
a
follow
trend,
trends.
and like when I
Nico Leonard didn't set a trend to not like Hublot. That sentiment was already there.
kind of came out of nowhere,
Sure.
right? Nobody ever hated it like
No, it's weird because I mean, I've run into this too.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Tudor and Hublot are the worst performing brands in the Swiss watch industry. Hublot is the worst performing brand 2 consecutive years in a row. Okay. Where do you think, from where does that come? Okay. That didn't just manifest itself out of nowhere. Over the last few years, and it's not just Nico Leonard talking about it, the entire industry understands that watch is undesirable. Okay. Don't be surprised that all of their mono brand boutiques over the next 2 to 3 years close. I've gone into Hublot boutiques before. I've gone with Buckley. I've gone with a whole bunch of people. It's a ghost town. There are entire days, entire weeks that go by without a single customer coming in. Okay. It is a disaster. It's a black hole. Nobody goes into Hublot.
People have said, they say these comments about Hublot. It's like, you can't even articulate why.
why? Yeah.
And that's a
In any
big
capacity,
problem
yeah.
because, like you
What
said,
is wrong with a panel of 3 supposed influencers where not even one of the 3 can say this is the issue with Hublot? That's why these influencers lack credibility. This guy and Roman and Adrian are business people. This guy's an influencer, so-called influencer. Not a single person has the guts on a 3-person panel to say, guys, don't buy Hublot. Hublot there's no reason to buy it, even at 50 or 60% off. It's a terrible brand. And there's way better choices. And frankly, all the better choices are in the OC approved brands. There's no reason to look anywhere else, and maybe even Cartier. You could buy Rolex, Patek, AP, Richard Mille, FP Journe, Cartier, Vacheron, all of those brands you should buy before you buy Hublot. Okay? Simple as that.
it's a trend. You're jumping on a bandwagon. I think Hublot is an incredible.
Oh shit, here we go. It's a bandwagon, guys. OC's just jumping on the bandwagon. He really secretly, he's got nothing credible to say about Hublot, so he just shits on it. He doesn't even know why it's not good. There's a reason why the entire watch community shuns Hublot. It's because it's not a good watch, not a good brand, it's not a good value, doesn't speak to people. I mean, it's polarizing. I mean, Richard Mille is polarizing. FP Journe is polarizing, but those brands are desirable. Okay, AP is more polarizing than ever, but Royal Oaks are still desirable. Hublot, not so much.
Brand. What I love about the brand is
What
the
I
fact
love
that they
about
kind of
it,
use
I
as a
can't say
funnel,
anything
is
bad
an
about it
incredible brand.
because I'm one of these freaking influencers that gets paid. I'm sucking at the teat of these brands. Okay, the brands and the retailers. That's the problem with these influencers. They're getting paid to go on these junkets so they can promote Oris and Tudor and Hublot and Elise Nardin and some of these brands. Some of them are fine. They're okay brands, but none of them are good enough to actually be bought. You shouldn't be spending your money on them. And these guys, they don't care about their viewers. They don't care about their audience. They don't care about their club members. They don't care about their subscribers. They don't care about anything. They will sell their own viewers down the river to promote brands because they're getting paid. Very similar to the way that these guys take advertising money from gambling sites, you know. And I have been very outspoken. I was very outspoken when Jizz Club did it. I was outspoken when Theo did it. Thankfully, Theo, from my understanding, has decided not to partner with the gambling platform in the future. And if that is true, kudos to you. People who partner with these gambling sites take money from brands like Tudor and Oris and Omega. I think, and they just do it to say nice things about the brand. It's obvious. And they're duping their own customers, duping their own audience.
Brand. What I love about the brand is the fact that they kind of use it as a platform for artists, right? My friend Maxime has done watches with
Very
them.
true.
They did those two.
That's ugly. My friend Maxine.
Right? My friend Maxime has done watches.
Maxine or Maxime? Ugh, that's awful. That's hideous.
With
Very
them.
true.
They did those two amazing pieces with Daniel.
What?
Arsham.
Daniel, okay, Arsham. Ugh. These are amazing pieces. Get the fuck out of here. These influencers are idiots. Absolute morons. Got Julius Caesar in the chat. What's up, Julius Caesar? We got BMW Material in the chat. I know who that is. Like I think I know who that is. He's a moderator. Ooh, he's a moderator. He's not a member. I'm watching you. Become a member, BMW dealer. Do it on a desktop device, not on Apple. Don't do it on Apple. The prices are super expensive on Apple. I need to sell 5 subs to make those margins. Yeah, it's exactly the case. Let's see. Vimal says, I think all the Hublot haters have been very articulate on why they don't like it. If these clowns can't comprehend that, then it's an indictment of their own school system. I think they're in their own bubble. These guys are in their own bubble. They think that if they promote a brand like Nixon and Michelle, because they've done it in the past. Remember, they pump and dump Gerard Perregaux Laureatos. They pumped and dumped Nixon. They pumped and dumped Chopek. They pumped and dumped all kinds of things. You know, these guys are the pump and dump. And I don't mean Luxury Bazaar in particular. I mean just the gray market in general. It's pumping up. Conjar dials. It's all about Conjar dials, guys. No, it isn't. Newsflash: Conjar dials are fucking ugly. Okay, who wants a beautiful vintage Daytona with a fucking crest and fucking swords on it? Nobody. Oh, it was done by the Shah of Iran. Who gives a fuck about? I don't want the fucking Shah of Iran, an insignia of the Shah of Iran, or whatever the fuck, on my watch. It's just, I mean, think about it, guys. Think about it for a second. Like, just because Roman says Conjar dials are cool, look at it. I don't want a fucking skull and fucking 2 fucking swords with blood dripping down on my fucking dial. Okay, that's fucking ugly. Conjar, get the fuck out of here. I think the reality, says Gen G, is that they don't really care about the watches. That's true. These guys aren't. Some of these influencers aren't even watch people. Most of them aren't watch people. I think the guy on the right isn't even a watch person. He doesn't even own watches. He just gets paid by the brands to push watches. Influencers are uber butthurt that they don't have sway with the watch collectors anymore. Exactly. Exactly. Genji nails it. The influencers have lost all their credibility, all their relevance. They're scrambling. Same with the YouTubers, by the way. The thing is, the YouTubers who are inauthentic have suffered the blows. They've really suffered the blows. You've got to be true to yourself and true to your audience. You've got to give good advice. You got to give good advice. You can't say, buy Zenith open hearts. You just can't do it. You can't say buy old yucky Breguet Type 23s or whatever they're called. I mean, buy old JLCs that look like giant clocks. You have to have good recommendations, guys. The audience has to trust you. When I say reach for the crown, reach for the cross, because I believe it. I believe it's the right thing for you guys. And that's why over the last year or so, you've seen a tremendous, it's not just me, it's tremendous consolidation of people getting out of Zenith, Omega, Tudor, all of these peripheral brands and concentrating like with laser focus on Rolex and Patek and to some extent FP Journe and Richard Mille, if you can afford it. Brian the Pipe, member for 18 months. He's using his member milestone chat. Guys, if you have a star next to your name, use your member milestone chats. Brian the Pipe's a member for 18 months. You got to respect that. Wow. I didn't know Hublot was shit. Guess I should have. Guess I should get rid of the pre-owned Big Bang Unico full ceramic that I just bought at 40.5% of retail. So that's 60% off. 60% off. The thing is, and that's a fine watch at 60% off. For people who collect all kinds of different brands, I get it. I personally wouldn't buy it because even at 60% off, you know what it's going to be worth later? 70% off. You know, maybe 62% off, maybe 64%. It's not a good, I mean, at that kind of discount, maybe it's a fair store of value. But come on, Brian, what do you need with an Hublot? Come on. Don't buy Hublot to try and be different. And by the way, if you want black ceramic, I get it, but I mean, if you want black ceramic, really don't. I mean, there's so many other choices out there. Really, there's like black ceramic. IWC makes a black ceramic, right? AP makes a black ceramic. Don't settle. This is the thing. Don't settle for Hublot because, well, I wanted something in black ceramic and this is all I could afford. Brian, you're rich. You can afford AP black ceramic. There's no excuse for you. You're Florida crew. You can afford it. Let's see here. Nixon. Hey, Nixon used to be their number one brand. Roman will tell you that Nixon for years and years was their number one brand. Ashley says, I couldn't give two shits about Kanjar dials. When in our regular everyday lives do we ever think about Saudi royalty or whatever that guy is, the Sultan of Oman, or that guy? Who gives a fuck what he gave his family and what he got engraved on the watch? I mean, it ruins the watch. You know, I don't want that garbage on my fucking Daytona or any other watch. A Day-Date. Oh, it's got a Kanjar dial. Find me another one. No one wants it. We don't want you to find another one. Nobody wants you to find the first one. Kanjar, get the fuck out of here. Buckley, people still listen to Roman about stuff. The funny thing is we covered this statistics at the beginning of the show. 500,000 subscribers. These videos are barely getting a few thousand views. It's over. And he's a big YouTuber. Like I can't believe nobody is watching these videos. Like the good watch content has evaporated. Look at these numbers. You know, we got barely 16 people watching. I think you need Kevin O'Leary on that. Kevin O'Leary is, I think I would be exhausting talking to Kevin O'Leary. But I would do it. If Kevin O'Leary wants to jump on, guys, let's drop the link for Kevin. He can come on. He can come on. Guys, don't click on this link. Link for Kevin O'Leary. Boom. Just this is a special link for Kevin. Okay. All right, let's keep going. But this is an example of a good watch that the guy on the right, whatever his name is, he says, "Oh, look, they make good watches." Come on. Disaster. It's a disaster.
Right. The pocket watch, that's like a
I have
chain.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
a
this is
pocket
good.
watch. Hublot made a great pocket watch.
Linsky, I
piece.
mean, they have
Yeah,
I think when it comes to ambassadors, I think they're right up there with a lot of people. I'd probably put it.
No, they're not. Come on, they're not up there with a lot of people. I think Djokovic, who's the tennis player, he's an Hublot person. Other than that, I'm not quite sure.
In terms of ambassadorship, I don't know if there's anybody out there that has
had more
ambassadors.
Yeah.
More isn't necessarily like quantity does not equal quality.
Diverse group of ambassadors. So from all the world, be it art, be it automotive, be it whatever it might be. I mean, fuck, we got to talk to Usain Bolt last time we were in Geneva.
crazy.
I'm like, fuck, I met Mbappe.
Is Usain Bolt still? Is he like an Olympic track guy? He's a track guy. They're running. They're huffing. They're puffing, but they don't got the watches. Usain Bolt. He was like the Olympic. I think he was like a track guy, like a runner.
Samuel Ross. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a big
Samuel Roth. I'm not familiar with him. These are the big names. These are the big names. Come on, man.
art guy. Like, I love industrial design. He's an amazing designer. His watches.
I love industrial design. What does that even mean?
that he did with Hublot are incredible.
So, and then also,
That's an example of incredible. What is it? It's nothing.
Design. He's an amazing designer. His watches that he did with Hublot are incredible.
so, and then also you have people don't look past the hate and they don't look inside and out. They don't look at their MP lineup of movements,
The MP lineup of movements. Ooh, fantastic.
which most manufacturers can't produce, which they produce completely in house. You also look at things like material use.
Yeah.
Now, Hublot is good at material use. They do make advanced alternative materials. They have magic gold, which is a combination of gold and ceramic, so it's kind of scratch proof. They have they have titanium cases. They have full sapphire cases. I mean, they do some interesting things, no doubt about it. And remember, it was Hublot. You have to give Hublot credit for some things. Hublot was the brand that pioneered the use of rubber straps as a luxury material, as a luxury accessory in the Swiss watch space. Okay, so like before Hublot, people didn't put their watches on rubber straps. So Hublot does deserve credit for that, but that was a long, long time ago.
People say, "Oh, magic gold Hublot." Well, is anybody else out there made gold that doesn't scratch?
Yep, I haven't watched this segment before, so he and I are on the same wavelength there. I get it. Magic gold.
Right? Is anybody else out there make their own crystal? Does anybody out there
Make their own sapphire cases. Right.
able to fuse ceramics the way they do it? No, the answer is
Okay,
no.
they have colored ceramics. So the colored ceramics that fuse together. That is advanced materials. Okay, great.
movement in the Unico.
Yeah.
in itself, like
Exactly. The Unico
These interesting things, material innovation, don't overcome the big negative things. Right.
with me away did a whole thing about it. And here's the problem: is that majority of people that make this kind of comment, they probably couldn't explain to me the basic inner workings of a watch.
No.
You know what I mean?
Like this guy. It's funny they cut right to him. Like people who know
Probably couldn't
absolutely
explain to me the
nothing about
basic
watches.
inner workings of a watch.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, listen, I'm not much better. I don't know the inner workings of a watch. I don't know cocks and hammers and mainsprings, balance wheels. I don't know all that stuff either. So listen, put me in the same boat as the Imperial hat guy, whoever he is. Let's see. Why is Adrian, asks Buckley, wearing 6-year-old school pictures shirt? I don't know. I don't know. Let me back it up so you can see. Listen, that I wore a very similar shirt when I took my 5th grade photo in 1975. That's the exact shirt I was wearing when I took my my 5th grade photo. Not 1970. 5th grade photo was not 1975. It was like 1979. Sorry. Let's see here. I only use. Come on, Swiss. Keep it clean. Keep it clean in the chat. This isn't one of your troll channels, Swiss. Name me 10 movements. I don't know any movements. The 240 and the 3155 and the La Mania. I'm not a big movement guy. Okay. Doc Mick, come on, that's not nice. It's not nice. I think his hair looks fine. I think it just needs to grow. I can see a little bit of the scalp, but hey, who am I to? I'm not really one to look at my tan though. I'm pretty tan. That's good. I'm not like pale like these guys. I'm not working inside all day long. All right, let's keep going. Keep going with the commentary in the video.
Couldn't explain to me the basic inner workings of a watch.
No.
You know what I mean? Like if I asked this guy how does a gear train work, he probably wouldn't know. But so let's move off Hublot. Let's go to the next one. Explain to me the basic inner workings of a watch.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
I can't even. Guys, keep it clean in the chat. So I have to go members only. I can't even read that. It's gonna get picked up by the Google transcript. Can't read that, guys. Buckley always knows how to come in hot. Neither of the two are okay. Never. By the way, there's a whole segment in here where he talks about influencers. Like the influencer is going to comment on influencers. I love it. You don't want to go anywhere, guys. We're going to keep the stream going for another 45 minutes. Another 45 minutes. If you want to jump on, it's going to get much spicier. We're going to have to take the stream members only at 7:55. But if you want to talk the next segment, I don't think anybody's going to want to jump on. I'll be honest. You're going to let me hang out to dry.
if I asked this guy how does a gear train work, he probably wouldn't know. But
I don't know. I don't know. Does that make me unqualified to talk about watches? Yes.
Let's move off Hublot. Let's go to the next one. Steve Garthwaite, is the market
Okay. Is the market actually picking back up on values? Of course, there's a question about watch. Hey, that's a question I like. What's going on with the values of watches? Is the market actually picking back up on values or just on volume of transactions? I wonder what's going on in Luxury Bazaar. Again, the guy on the right, completely unqualified to talk about it because this is actual business. We're talking about business here.
actually picking back up on values or just on volume of transactions? I'm gonna let Agent take this one.
I think there's two answers to this question. Picking back up on values, I think it did already.
Wait a minute. What was he doing there? Was he trying to squeeze Adrian's arm? What the hell was he doing there? Did he put his hand on Adrian's leg? Like, hey, be careful how you answer this? What is he trying to do here? This is interesting. What did he look down? He's looking down at something. What is he? He's reaching. He's touching. Is he touching Adrian's armrest? What the fuck's going on here?
I think there's two ways to answer this question. Picking back up on values, I think it did already
Oh,
pick
he's
pick
holding
back
his
up on
chair.
value.
Maybe
It certainly hasn't anything.
that's why. That's the way he said. Listen, Adrian, when you're in the chair, you're swiveling. Like, don't swivel back and forth. Like we're on, we're doing a video, man. Don't swivel back and forth. Like, stay still.
Already pick
On volume of transactions. I'm gonna let Agent take this one.
I think there's two ways to answer this question. Picking back up on values, I think it did already pick back up on value. It certainly hasn't really decreased in value, I would say, since the tariffs started. Now, obviously, tariffs were inflationary. Supply got constricted for a short period of time. Retail prices went up.
Well, tariffs went up in April, and we know some brands have been going up since April. And this was April of last year. Okay. April 2025 is when tariffs went into effect. I can't even believe it's been that long, guys. It's been since April 2025 that the tariffs went into effect. That causes some incredible turmoil. And since that time, over the last year, certain brands have gone up. Royal Oaks have been creeping up. Patek, Aquanaut, Cubitus, and Nautilus have exploded. F. Journe, of course, we know what happened with F. Journe. Rolexes have been going up, but retail has been going up. Retail's been going up on Rolexes. Some of the other brands, though, I can't say they're going up.
Not naturally driving the prices of the market up. And it's kind of stayed where it's at. And the volume of transactions has certainly gone up, especially for us and what I see out there.
Volume of transactions is going up because people are consolidating. Okay. Over the past year and a half, 2 years, people have way too many watches and they're trading in a lot of watches. So it's creating a lot more transactions. Let's see. We got Crime Piece in the chat. What's up, Crime Piece? Good to see you. Okay. Oh my gosh. You guys can read this one. I can't read this one out loud. Google is going to pick it up. AP House Party says, Buckley, I know Wilson Home Improvement look. Loved how Jack Forrester looked at the night. Yeah. Jack Forrester, he looks like he's going fishing. Yep. AP House Party look. I get it. Tickle My Talks in the chat too. What's up, guys? This is the original OC channel, Smartwatch Talk for the Smart Collector. We're hanging out on this Monday. We're gonna go for a little bit longer. We got to cover this video. There's a lot of good, juicy stuff in here.
On the secondary level and talking to a lot of our competitors. I mean, it's been a really, really good year, and I foresee me
and Adrian just did
Meaning Adrian and I.
our 6 months numbers, right? So it's been 6 months in a year, and we usually sit down. We look at basic things, obviously balance sheet, profit and loss statements, cash flow, but we also look at sales reports by brand, by salesperson, by you name it, right? So we look at all those numbers and we do a comparison. So I did a comparison of first 6 months of this year versus the last 6 months. Our watch sales have doubled.
Wow.
Literally doubled from the first 6 months. But take that with a grain of salt because the last
Take that with a grain of salt because the last 6 months of 2025 were a disaster. A disaster. That's what he's about to say, basically.
6 months of last year were a banger.
Yeah.
Right. We had a rest, but
What?
take that with a grain of salt because the last 6 months of last year were a banger.
Yeah.
Right. We had a record year this year and we're set to have another record this year.
Yeah, sure. You believe that? You believe that their revenue doubled half over half? So no, whatever they did H2 of 2025, they doubled it in H1 2026? I don't think so. I'm going to call BS on that.
That wasn't necessarily because of a volume side of things. Because me
things.
and you, we sold a couple monsters. So
I mean,
Adrian, can always count on Adrian to drop the truth bomb once in a while. Oh, well, we sold a couple of monsters. That's why. Yeah, we sold a couple of biggies, and by the way, all of this gets reported as revenue, but it's really not revenue. You got to remember, if they buy $1 million watch and they sell it for $1,030,000, and so they made $30,000, but what they book on their reporting is that they made 1.03 million in revenue. Okay, that's not That's not their real revenue. Okay. So when they like year after year, when Roman would say like we're a $70 million company, okay, when if you sold $70 million worth of watches, but you had to spend $68 million to buy those watches, you're really a $2 million company. You're not 70 million. So it's like the whole idea, like our revenue is going through the roof. The only revenue that matters is the net margin after everything gets paid, right? You know, these gray market dealers think that the top line revenue is their revenue. It's not revenue. But sourcing a $1 million watch doesn't mean that you have $1 million in revenue. It means you bought $1 million watch and you made 30 grand on it. Right? Am I wrong, guys?
Everybody knows about the 1580. So that adds a little bit of revenue to your bottom line.
We didn't even, yeah.
Yeah. So things like that. But at the same token, would you, Perry?
One of my favorite phrases that Roman uses is at the same token, and so on and so forth.
Opinion. Picking back up on values or just on volume of transactions, do you feel like both are directly related? Because if values are up, that means there's more demand, and therefore the volume of transactions should inadvertently go up. I would imagine.
It does feel like they're correlated. I mean, I'm not in the business as you guys
Yeah,
are.
he doesn't know how to answer it. He's completely unknowledgeable about the business. So like anything he says, just completely bypass.
Collector, and like a guy that sells shoes would look at people's shoes. I noticed the watches you're wearing. I see shit.
Yeah, you notice people's t-shirts and you notice their hats. You notice their overalls. Yeah, you do. You look at how they're groomed. You look at tattoos. You look at they're wearing, they come in wearing fucking big, fucking farmhouse overalls, oversized fucking denim, fucking jackets, fishing jackets, shirts that are like 3 times too big, pants dragging down to their knees. Baseball cap, and you make a judgment.
It's adding to your collection.
This is actually one of the things that I just came back from Geneva last week. I was at a big important client dinner, and one of my clients, when I started with him, he started buying only the hype stuff, brand new, not a scratch on anything, stick the whole kit and caboodle, right? And then slowly but surely, he started being able to knock down the 80 doors. Walk into Rolex, get whatever you want, because he's got the ability to spend AP, Rolex, Patek.
Nice. I'm curious where the story's going.
Whatever. And then that just became kind of boring for him, because when you can just walk in and get whatever you want.
So is he an Hublot customer? Did he decide to go Hublot?
The chase isn't there, right?
Yeah, you need the chase.
Therefore, he started eyeing up things like $24.99 and
yeah, that makes sense. Going after, but this again, they are promoting expensive Pateks because Pateks are easier to source and mark up. Right? There's more margin to be made in grand complication Pateks. They want people looking at $150, $180, $200,000 watches, because there's every watch they sell, there's 10 to 20 grand of profit, of margin there, versus buying a Batgirl at 15 and marking it up to 19.5 or whatever they do, right?
Paul Newman Daytonas. And that's when things took a whole different level.
But at the same token, you opened up his eyes.
The same token
to other quote unquote unobtainiums, and this is the short
unobtainiums, which is the phrase that Roman invented.
Production independence, right? Which is also something that, yes, the fact that it's scarce or rare.
Did he just say scarce?
Something that, yes, the fact that it's scarce or rare.
Does he mean scarce? Well, English isn't his first language, so I get it. But I think he just said scarce. Maybe it's my audio.
Just also something that, yes, the fact that it's scarce or rare plays a role in what that
Adrian's looks like, are we going to stop and edit that out? He's like looking at the producers like, okay, should we just cut right here and redo that? Or are we actually going to leave that in?
the fact that it's scarce or rare plays a
What do we do? Do we keep going and pretend we didn't hear that?
role in, but you get in the door, I feel like, with the fact that, hey, here's a watch that they only produce 20 a year, and the next one you could probably get in the next 7 years, right? That gets you in the door.
All right. What else is going on in this video? I can't stomach the whole thing. Let's see here. What else is in here? Oh, Francois, that stupid brand. I don't give a shit about that. What else is going on? What else is in this video? Francois. Here's a good question. Let's check this out.
Okay. This can trend. What is this?
Francois failed one thing at AP. He didn't communicate the plan properly. They killed the Jules and Edward line and brought in the code. What they didn't say is they're bringing in all back in different forms. I've seen prototypes of things come, and they're, quote, exciting.
Quote unquote exciting.
Yeah.
What do you have the video up about his new thing?
Yes.
Can we play that real quick?
I'm not going to promote that. First, I'm going to say something that's not controversial. Francois did a great job at AP. He's never going to do a good job at anything else. I'm not interested in anything that he will ever do. I'm not interested in any stupid brand that he's going to launch in 2 years from now. I just don't care. Let's see what else is in this video. I mean, this is a long ass video. I can't watch these things. Who's going to watch 47 minutes of this? I just need like a timestamp of something good. Oh, they're promoting Zeniths. What the fuck?
It was dead. The brand was dead. Look at Zenith now.
Yeah.
Great seller for us. Their new stuff is popping off. Everything.
Oh, what is he talking about? Zenith is awful.
And I think his job was a bit easier because AP is still privately owned. I will give you another example. We're talking about Hublot, not to bring Hublot back up, but I think when Julian when Julian came to Zenith and what he did.
He's referring to current Hublot CEO Julien Tournard, who used to run Zenith.
Zenith was dead in the fucking water when Julian became the CEO, right? And also
he actually didn't do that much. I mean, when Julien Tournard became CEO of Zenith, they were doing about 11,000 watches a year. And he very famously said, listen, if we're not doing 30,000 watches a year, this brand will not survive. Okay. They maybe went to 17,000 units a year. Now they're down to 11. Like they're down to 11 or 13. They're done. Okay. And that's all these supposed hits, Chronomaster Sport, and the one that looks like the Daytona, and they came out with the Defy and all this stuff. It's over. It's over for Zenith. They're absolutely done. They're toast, unprofitable, and they're going to be probably dead within the next 3 years. So he didn't really save them. The industry for these guys is done. It's done.
Michael, the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer. It was dead. The brand was dead. Look at Zenith now.
Yeah. And Zenith, increased by 50% for 2 years, and now is back down to where it was before. Completely unprofitable.
Great seller.
Listen, you can't argue with the statistics. I don't know what Roman's trying to who he's trying to bamboozle here. Hublot was the worst performing brand for 2 consecutive years in the Swiss industry. Just there's no denying it. Those are just the numbers.
For us, their new stuff is popping off. Everything
Their
they
new
did.
stuff is no one's buying Zenith. No one should ever buy Zenith ever again.
Product is
The
awesome.
product is awesome, right?
Are they doing this intentionally to trigger me? Come on, guys. Look at all 3 of them here. The product is awesome. Come on, guys. And then they wonder why influencers have lost all credibility. They wonder why the influencers don't have the power to influence anymore. It's because of shit like this.
Seller for us. Their new stuff is popping off. Everything they did.
And the product.
Popping off. Get the fuck out of here. Their new stuff is popping off. I mean, they just have zero credibility. Zero.
The product is awesome, right?
All three of these so-called influencers. You know, the thing about these influencers is it's become so damning to be an influencer in the watch business now, in the watch industry, that they don't even want to be associated with their own influencers. It's like they don't even want to call themselves an influencer. Like if you ask Rome, it's like, I'm not an influencer, I'm a watch dealer. And the guy in the middle is like, Adrian's like, hey, I'm a watch buyer, I'm not an influencer. And the guy on the right would be like, I'm not an influencer. The guy, that's all he is an influencer, promoting Oris and Tudor and these garbage brands, getting paid by the brands to bamboozle your own fucking audience. And if you ask him, oh, I'm not an influencer, I'm just a guy. The guy doesn't even own any watches. The guy doesn't have any expertise in watches. Why would you trust him? I'd much rather trust someone who is like a Jeff or an MJ or a Boston Collector, all the great people that used to, all these people that could come on panels and talk about their watch collecting strategy and their watch journey strategy. These are the successful people. These are the people you want to emulate. Not some guy who pretends to represent a group of influencers who's doesn't know how to influence. Influencing people to buy the wrong things.
Watch that, Rex got unbelievable.
Crazy. The GFJs are amazing.
Amazing, right?
Oh, amazing watches. Get a Patek. If you like this, get a Patek.
Well, they take Julian, as you said, play music with Chill. Now they bring it to
Come do it again.
Come do it again, right? And but I think that in a corporate group structure, being part of a bigger group, LVMH, big corporation, I think it's a bit harder than, let's say, what Francois had.
It was a slow-moving ship.
You know what I mean? It's a much slower-moving ship, where here, Francois was able to move a bit faster because you're dealing with the family. And I can't wait to see what it's going to be, bottom line.
It's funny. What people hate on Hublot for is that Francois was the originator of that, taking popular people and making them ambassadors for the brand.
Yeah, infusing a little culture.
That was.
Oh, and that look what that's done for AP. I mean, now that AP that's wearing a little bit thin, don't you think? People are were tired. It was about time. It took time for people to get tired with the embarrassing collaborations and the weird marketing and all that stuff. You can blame Francois for some of it. I mean, and the royal pop, so many bad decisions, a lot of bad decisions. So it took time for people to realize, you know what? AP is not good anymore. They're blowing it. And a lot of it has to do with the people that they're picking to represent the brand. Infusing a little culture. I don't want bad culture infused into my favorite watch brand. I want good culture. That's the thing, is like culture, people, they say, well, culture, we like culture, we like art, we like all this stuff. There's good art and there's bad art. There's good culture and bad culture. There's good groups and bad groups. There's good customers and bad customers. And they're good brands and bad brands. And the thing is, like you say, oh, well, they brought in culture. Yeah, but what kind of culture? The good culture or bad culture? I mean, you have to have those conversations. Not all culture is good. Like, if you look at just the microcosm of our watch community, for example, we have people who are genuine collectors, enthusiasts, watch people, the people that you see here in the chat, people who are watching this show, true watch collectors. And then you have like trolls and, low IQ lurkers, and then you get rid of it. You ban them, you exclude them from the club, so they can't poison the chat, they can't poison the audience. So if you let bad culture in, it's going to poison the whole thing, poison your brand.
But how about when Francois suggested Jay-Z to the family? You know that story?
I know the story.
That was he came
The guy on the right still doesn't know the story.
to them and they're like, "Who's Jay-Z? What? Who is Jay-Z? Like what's hip hop?" Right?
Yeah.
They only allowed him to do it in the United States.
Yeah.
And when that ship popped off, look at all the ambassadors that came along after.
I mean, it changed the trajectory of the brand.
That for sure. Exactly. One more piece of news that we do want to discuss, and I want to get into a different time. I want to talk about influencers and that space.
Hey, let's get my favorite subject, influencers.
The space that is just ever changing by the minute. AI has got effect on it. The fact that everybody can be an influencer with their phone is an effect there. But I do want to. I got to mention the new brigades. I know we talked about it.
I don't want to talk about. Sorry, I'm not going to talk about the brigades. Not going to talk about it. Not going to talk about it. Let's just skip past that. Let's skip past it and go to, let's see, whatever the next subject's going to be. Okay, here we go.
Coming from the space of, and I hate to label it social media or influencer and all that other stuff, because in my mind today, everybody's an influencer. When I go to Geneva year in, year out, be it Geneva Watch Days, be it the Watches and Wonders, I'm realizing something, that as much as people want to hear my voice, there's a
as much as people want to hear my voice. Oh my God, Roman is the gift that always keeps giving. We can't get by without the sound of Roman's voice. We love Roman, guys. We love Roman. Can't make this shit up, guys. Can't make this shit up. BMW material. Rolex bought Bucherer to hold it for safekeeping for Luxury Bazaar. Roman is getting ready for a leverage buyout. Remember that? That was hilarious when Rolex bought Bucherer back in 2022, 2023, for whenever that was. Roman famously said that he had put in a bid to buy Bucherer. Oh man, those are just gems that we have to that we can't forget. Collabs are shit for AP. This is Buckley laying down the truth. Remember when he said Luxury Bazaar was worth $100 million? Yeah, that's $100 million in sales. If I'm selling $100 million worth of watches and I'm paying $97.3 million for the same watches, you're really like a $3 million company. You're worth, listen, a company like Luxury Bazaar, and I've said this before, when they were almost out of business like 2 or 3 years ago, is only worth wholesale value of their inventory. Whatever inventory that they happen to have, like just like 20 million in inventory, whatever someone's willing to pay to take that inventory off their hands is the value of the company, and not a penny more. So the idea that they're going to sell the company for, $500 million is like, the company's not worth anything. It's worth literally nothing. It's worth whatever the scrap value of all that junk jewelry and all those old Gerard Perregaux and whatever he had, and old Nixons and sunglasses or whatever he has in stock that Luxury Bazaar sells. Whatever the scrap value of that inventory is what the company's worth. It's worth not a penny more, not $100 million. And I'm not a financial analyst, so don't hold me to it. Got a lot of good comments in the chat. I'll let you guys chat amongst yourselves. I can't pull up every single comment. Did he just say as much as I want to hear my? No. He said as much as other people want to hear my voice. Believe it or not. Let's play it again. As much as as much as people, all the people want to hear me.
I'm realizing something, that as much as people want to hear my voice,
Okay, you caught us. We do. We love it. We love the voice. You caught us.
I'm realizing something, that as much as people want to hear my voice, there's a million other voices out there. And usually when we create that content, it doesn't really pop off. Like you don't get a lot of
This is like the fourth time he's used the phrase pop off. Is that should I be using the phrase pop off more? I don't, that's not in my vernacular. I don't use I just don't say like things are popping off. I don't know. They didn't teach me that in school. Maybe that's like in the Urban Dictionary. But I'm not. First of all, I'm not a hip guy, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand these phrases. But pop. I mean, I wouldn't say pop off. I would never say that. Yeah. I mean, listen. His videos are not popping off. 500,000 subscribers. These videos these days are getting a couple of thousand views. I mean, my live streams actually after 48 hours are getting 1,000 views. Just to put it in perspective. And I have a few hundred subscribers. He has 500,000 subscribers, and he's barely getting a few thousand views. That's crazy.
views. And nobody gets a lot of views on the coverage of Watches and Wonders, because by sheer numbers, there's a million people.
Everyone's there.
Everybody's there, and everybody's doing the same exact thing. Do you feel that today's day and age, your traditional influencer is a dying breed?
I love how you're asking the influencer. Listen, these are the influencers who are dying. I love the irony of it. The irony is these are the influencers who are dead. Luxury Bazaar used to be massive in social media. They are literally nothing. The guy on the right used to do a podcast with a cool guy named Rashawn. And they split up. Rashawn left them in the dust. Rashawn said, listen, I'm going off and doing my own thing. Rashawn actually works for Time and Tide now in New York City, and left this guy. I don't even know what this guy's doing now. But he's never been somebody who's been well respected or admired as an influencer. He's like all the rest of them. He just takes money from brands to promote garbage brands, and with zero ROI. By the way, what they'll do is say, "Oh yeah, well I had a group of people there, and they all bought watches. They all bought tons of watches from the brand." Yeah, right. Sure. I mean, you invited 30 people to a Zenith event, and you sold one Zenith. That's not ROI.
I thought that from the beginning. And
he thought that his own influence would be dying.
Exact thing. Do you feel that today's day and age, your traditional influencer is a dying breed?
I thought that from the beginning.
That's why I got into it. Oh, I love it. Oh man. Oh, I mean, what is he going to do? He's going to say now, well, I'm not an influencer. I'm a cultural ambassador. I'm a cultural connector. I am what was the phrase? I'm a steward of culture and community.
And I never considered myself.
He's stumbling. He's all bumbling. I never really look at this guy. Listen, do you believe that you're a dying influencer? It's like, I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it.
Day and age, your traditional influencer is a dying breed.
I thought that from the beginning. And I never considered myself an influencer.
He tried. Oh man.
And for that reason, I would talk to influencers, and even when I would
It's like the influencers. I said I'm not an influencer, but when I talk to influencers, I don't talk to any influencers. I don't talk. They want nothing to do with me, for good reason. Um, guys, we're gonna keep going for the next 15 minutes. Next 15 minutes. Then we're gonna take the stream members only. If you're a member, you'll be able to continue watching the stream. If you're not a member, it'll get shut off. You'll be kicked out. And we're going to take the stream members only, and we'll watch the World Cup. Cool. Never let OC forget he started out as a Zenith man. That's true. But I wisened up. Zenith was one of my first watches that I bought. My first luxury watch was a Zenith El Primero Chronomaster. But I wised up. It was a great watch. I loved it. I also had a Seamaster from Omega. I also made the mistake of buying Tudor. I wisened up, Brody. I learned from my mistakes. And now I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I made. I don't want people to think that you need to buy Oris and Studio Underdog and Tudor and all of these stepping stone brands before you get to Rolex. Just start off with Rolex. If you want a dress watch, start off with Patek. Go straight to the best brands. Let's see here. Who else do we got? That's the problem, says Doc Nick in Florida. Roman thinks people want to hear him, so he talks way too much. He's been pretty good on these videos. He's been letting Adrian talk. OC Kino Pravda, if you haven't already, you need to comment on the Roman PBD podcast from a year. Oh, Roman. Oh, yeah, he was on the Peter. What's the guy's name? Peter Bernard Davis, something. Yeah. I think I did a live stream about that. I'm pretty sure I did. Who else was on? Oh, I did. I know I did a commentary about Trax when Trax NYC was on, but I'm not sure if I remember doing one with Roman on it. Literally trying to figure this shit out second by second. I love watching liars lie. Okay, let's back it up a little bit. This is gold, guys. I could stay on this all night long.
and
It was a dying breed.
I thought that from the beginning.
Not that from the beginning. So it's like it sounds like he's trying to do an imitation of Bill Cosby. I thought that from the beginning.
I thought that from the beginning. And I never considered myself an influencer.
Okay, what were you? Let's find out.
And for that reason, I would talk to influencers, and even when I would talk to my crew with Rich Tech Pod,
What crew is that? Rashawn, who left you?
I would always pose the question, is that something that you can do for 10 years? And does it pay?
Ooh, does it pay? Oh, now we understand the motivation. Now we get the little the Freudian slip. The Freudian slip here. Can you do it for 10 years? And does it pay? How am I going to get paid? How am I going to get paid?
Pose the question, is that something that you can do for 10 years? And does it pay?
Does it? And then how are we going to get paid is what I'm worried about. How do we bamboozle the brands into paying me? How do we bamboozle the retailers into paying? We need to make them pay. That's what it's all about. Okay. So it's not about advising your audience to do the right thing. It's not about giving them well-crafted strategic advice. It's about how are we going to get paid. Now I'm getting it. he recently featured on a podcast titled "How Taste and are you talking about this guy? This guy on the screen. He recently was featured on a podcast titled "How Taste and Craft Turn Objects into Culture." What the hell does that even mean? I don't know. I'm hoping you can explain it to me because I have no idea what that means. How taste and craft. Is he talking about beer? Craft beer? I'm not an expert on craft beer. Got Chelsea in the chat. What's up, Chelsea? Let's keep politics out of the chat. Thank you, Chelsea, though. No politics in the chat, guys. Hey, we got Gatsby in the chat. Member for 21 months. Campaign senior advisor. You don't even want to know how expensive that is. Gatsby is a friggin' baller. I've been watching Gatsby's clips on Instagram. I don't know if his Instagram's private or public. I don't know, but Gatsby does. Gatsby has like these front row seats at whatever the arena is in Toronto, and he has like these front row seats, and he goes to every concert. He was just at like Lionel Richie, and he was at Rod Stewart, and he was at Paul Simon, and he gets these like amazing front row fucking videos. So I'm thinking about surprising Gatsby heading up to Toronto and checking out Rush in Toronto. I have a list of like 40 concerts to go to over the next 2 months. I'm not kidding. It's a huge list of concerts. So I may be in Toronto for the Rush concert. Gatsby is a member for 21 months as a senior advisor, which is probably like the highest member that any reasonable person should pay for. Since we're taking a nostalgic walk down luxury bazaar lane, I have to wonder if he still has that chandelier watch and how production is going on the Netflix show Time is Money, wasn't it? Yeah, he did. He did a pilot that he pitched to all the networks, including Netflix. It was called Time is Money. Featured him, Watch Eric, I believe, was in it. Maybe Nico, I can't remember. There were like 3 or 4 dealers in it. TPG, I think, was one of them. So Time is Money, that show never really saw the light of day. And the chandelier watch, he still has it. It's still in inventory. He still has the chandelier, still unsold. The other thing that Roman, to his credit, is he knew about FP Journe before FP Journe took off. And the irony is that he was one of the few people that had that rare stainless steel set of FP Journe watches, like one of 38 packages. Like there were 38 of them. They were serial numbered, and it was like 5 different stainless steel watches in this one package. And he was struggling at the time to sell it for like $1 million, like 1 or 2 million. It's probably worth like 10 million now. So that's one of the rare cases where he actually should have held on to that, and he would have made a fortune, but he didn't. He's a dealer, someone offers you $1 million for the watches, you're like, hey, listen, bought them for 2 million. I'm underwater. I'll just sell them for $1 million. I'll just try to get $1 million out of it. And lo and behold, now it's worth 10 million. Gatsby, thank you very much for your 21 months of loyal membership. Really appreciate it. Instagram is public. Facebook is private. Really great clips. Yeah, I don't want to promote Facebook, only because like people's real names are on Facebook. So that's the thing with Facebook. What happened to the girl named Chandelier? I don't know. I got NJ in the chat, also a member for 21 months. 21 months. How do I cancel this sub? Meaning below par subscription. Come on. This is a really good subscription. Campaign senior consultant. By the way, I've said this a few times. I'm not kidding. Don't let your membership lapse, or don't let your membership get terminated. If you do, you cannot rejoin at the 2024 rate. The 2026 rates are like 50% higher. than the old rates. So don't ever let your memberships lapse, guys. Use your member milestone chats and make sure you are tuning in frequently, because don't ever let the memberships lapse. Make sure those credit card expiration dates are getting updated, because if something happens to your membership, to rejoin, it's going to cost a lot more. You're grandfathered in on very, very low rates. You want to see what the new rates are. Very expensive to join this channel. So we have to keep the quality high. It's the quality of the audience we keep high. And we got Buckley, member for 20 months. MJ is gay. I have to read that because it's a member milestone chat. And there's nothing wrong with that. MJ's the best. I don't know about the industry. I always thought that the Diamond District Watch Gang is based on buying. I'm not gonna repeat that. But listen, you don't want to go to 47th Street to buy watches these days. There's so much Frankenstein. There's so much counterfeit. There's so much aftermarket stuff. It's impossible to tell authentic from inauthentic these days. So, all right, it's back to the video.
And so, to me, the answer that you can talk to my crew with Risk Check Pod,
which is dissolved, by the way. Risk Check Pod is done. They weren't really successful anyway. The successful part of Risk Check Pod, which is Rashawn Smith, he is now working for Time and Tide in New York City. Shout out to Rashawn Smith. Go check him out. He's running social something for Time and Tide in New York.
I would always pose the question, is that something that you can do for 10 years?
Or, more importantly,
and does it pay?
Does it pay?
To me, the answer was always no. I think it's important. It's been great with spreading the word in the community.
The thing is with these influencers, though, they are getting paid. They're getting free trips. They're getting free watches. They're getting free accommodations, free flights. They're getting free meals. So that's how they're getting paid, right? And then they're pretending to have an audience, and they're not selling anything. That's what. And this guy's no different. He doesn't bring an audience. He doesn't bring an audience with him. Not at least not an audience that pays to buy expensive watches, right? None of these guys do. None of these influencers do. PG, member for 16 months, double gay. What's up, PG? By the way, anybody's welcome to jump on. What I'll do is I'll drop the link in the chat. We're at 8 p.m. I'm signing off to watch the World Cup, USA versus Belgium. So there's the link. If you want to jump on for the last 10 minutes, jump on. I'll try to get through some of this stuff here.
But my focus primarily has been building
on finding somebody to pay me. I want to get paid.
It's been great with spreading the word in the community. But my focus primarily has been building relationships with people like yourself and Adrian.
Relationships with secondary dealers.
Building relationships with the brands.
Because I want the brands to pay me. Like, hey, can you Elise Nardin is having a party? Well, is there any way you can pay me to show up and be on a panel, or you can pay me and I'll just show up at the event? Okay, what value does that bring?
Building relationships with collectors, actually putting on our own productions and events and building our own community. Putting
on our own productions and events. Has anyone here ever been invited to a whatever this guy's group, one of his parties or one of his productions? Has anyone ever been invited to one of his events? Building our own community. What does that mean?
Building relationships with collectors, actually putting on our own productions and events and building our own community.
What do you mean building our own? You mean, even I know that the community is self-built. Okay, the community doesn't need a spokesperson. The community doesn't need a cheerleader. The community runs itself, and it coalesces around and it congregates around people who represent their values and represent their morals and represent their integrity. right? They don't need someone to create a community. The community is already there. BMW Material transitioning from a retail store to an events company is a telltale sign of a failing business. They're trying to brute force new customers into the store. Zero organic growth. Very, very astute observation. Thank you, BMW Material. Let's keep going with this.
And I don't make money as an influencer. I do.
Okay, I don't make money as an influencer. You mean you didn't get free trips, free gifts, free lodging, free accommodations? You didn't get paid by the brands to promote those brands? I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy promoting Elise Nardin, and I mean, all these influencers promote the same garbage brands: Oris, Tudor.
A lot more consulting for brands than people realize.
Oh, come on. Because I do consulting. That is the biggest, that's farcical. There's no way in hell a brand would hire him as a consultant. I mean, come on. I mean, so he broke up with the other guy, and this is his rationale. Woo! I love it.
And so we have a level of influence, but it isn't necessary.
Didn't he get an AP Royal Oak out of turn? Vimal asks. I think that's true. I think he was one of his community members. one of the people in his relations, one of his relationship of collectors got him a Royal Oak, a blue Royal Oak 41, and he skipped the line. So is that a form of getting paid? Maybe he was gifted the watch from somebody, right? What we don't know.
Necessarily with this incredibly broad audience. It's, I think, with
the broad audience of 50 people. 50. I mean, you can't even get 50 people to come to an event.
People whose voices matter. And that's always been my focus, because I always saw it was a trend for people to jump on.
So, I'll jump back to consulting for a second, because if you mentioned consulting, right?
Influencers was a trend.
I think with a lot of the people whose voices matter. And that's always been my focus, because I always saw it was a trend for people to jump on.
So, I'll jump back to consulting for a second, because if you mentioned consulting, right? Somebody like myself and Adrian especially, we're able to consult brands in so many ways, but it's based on experience. For us, it's based on experience of being.
No, he's talking about getting paid by the brands. He's actually saying that he gets paid by the brands to consult, which is farcical. Absolute nonsense. No brand would pay him a penny for anything. And no one's going to be paying Roman and Adrian. These guys are secondary dealers. They're not going to pay them. I mean, no one from Vacheron, no one from Breguet, no one from Blancpain, no one from Omega is going to call up Roman and Adrian and say, "Guys, we have a consulting gig for you. We'll pay you $20,000. Can we talk? Can we pick your brain on stuff? How to improve our brand?" I mean, you wouldn't go to these guys?
The seller of pretty much the entire variety of product that's out there, from old to new to vintage to new, vintage, independent, you name it. We've done there, did that, so we can consult based on that. Is building that community, the value that you provide, because when you provide consulting,
he built a community
services. It's a fancy word for saying I'm giving somebody advice.
Yeah.
So how much value?
Even Roman's struggling trying to come up with a question like, what is the value you could possibly? What advice could you provide that would have any value whatsoever to any brand, other than really bad advice? I mean, other than really bad advice, what could you possibly have to offer a brand that's been in business for 150 years. And look at Adrian is literally literally has no clue what either of them are talking about. That's the look. That's the look on his face. MD Chaz is in the chat. He's a member of the channel. Influencers build an audience and then shake down the companies. I mean, provide consulting service.
So how much value do you get out of establishing a community? And the reason I'm asking is because you now join what I feel is probably the best and most up and coming communities out there, which is 0 to 60.
Shout out to 0 to 60.
Yeah, I became friends.
He joined.
you know,
he
with
joined that.
it's like, I
How?
was
Why?
introduced,
Why would
to
someone
Lex by
hire him?
Adam.
Yeah.
And when Adam introduced him or he told me about it and said, you should know this guy, he literally told me, it's like, I met him and it was love at first sight, right? And in a very heterosexual way, obviously, right? But and I felt
Look at Adrian again. he's exasperated. He's like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
and I felt the same way after
Yeah.
that, Lex, because I started seeing his vision as we started talking more. When we hung out at in Geneva, did the 5 thing. It was a wonderful experience. What is going to differ 0 to
I'm clueless. Speed it up. Speed it up. I have a hard time understanding what's going on here.
60 from a million other, again, hate to call them influencers, but people out there that are reporting on the industry, giving you industry news, staying in the industry.
Nothing is different. It's just influencers. It's like, I mean, I get it that there's a lot of these new clubs popping up. There's a New York Watch Club. There's an LA Watch Club. There's a Boston Watch Club. There's a Miami Watch Club. I get it. But those people are already watch collectors, right? Like Jizzo does the same thing. Like Jizzo's like, oh, I have a watch club. Like those people are either watch collectors already or they're not. You're not going to make them a collector. You're not going to make them buy something that they shouldn't be buying. You have zero influence, zero power over them.
Your face with consistent content that's being put out there.
I think the biggest thing is, I don't want to give away too much of the secret sauce, but we are creating our own universe. We're world building. And
I thought this was a watch hobby. No, we are creating our own universe. We're world building. We have a grand design. We're thinking out of the box. We're building our own world. The brands are going to be kicking down our doors to work with us. Oh man. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can go through this. I don't know. What's going on with the World Cup? Is that still on? Let me see here. Let me check the TV. This has been fun, guys. This has been a lot of fun. I don't want to impede on the World Cup. I want everybody watching to enjoy that. So I'm not. Yeah, it looks like it started, right? Boom. Just started. So guys, do me a favor, upvote the live stream. Maybe we'll cover this. We'll recover this and do it on another live stream. But upvote the live stream, guys. Thank you so much for your highlighted comments. Thank you, Vimal, for your super chat. Really appreciate that. I want to thank PG and his 16 months of loyal membership. I want to give a shout out to Brian the Pipe, to MJ, to Gatsby, and to Buckley. Thank you for your member milestone chats. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace out. Have a great night. Go USA. Peace out.